Me on, man. I'm kind of pumped up to talk about this. Guys, I'm going to talk to you about our Delta package. And our Delta package is something that we've built for like the last 8 years. And I'm going to give you the base of what we've done and how we built it. So please ask questions as we go, because I know sometimes it can be a little crazy. Guys, a lot of it's like a lot of pressures, not just 4-man, but 4-man to us is like a normal rush. All right. So 5-man is how we pressure. And we're going to show you how to play cover 1, cover 9, quarters to the passing straight, and man on the backside, and then trap coverage. So you always have something to lean back on how the offense is attacking you. So you can't get away from your base. Always stick with your base. So we'll just get rolling. Like, I know you don't want to hear about me. So here we go. The general rule of thumb, like I just said, our 4-man rush is any coverage you want to run. All right. A 5-man rush, whenever we draw blitzes, this is what we do. So a 5-man rush, you got cover 1, cover 9, or trap, and 6-man blitz is 0. All right. So when you're thinking about certain things, like you could burn zones as you're pressuring / blitzing. So a 5-man rush, you could be any coverage you want. So if you ran a 5-man rush with cover 2, right, you just replace the blitzer and then burn the hook, if that makes sense to everybody. All right. And then you could just trap. 6-man rush, same thing. If it's 3-by-1, like I love seeing 3-by-1 now, because we just man the backside and then do whatever coverage we want to the trips. So when I'm starting to talk today, this is what I'm going to give you. So the 4th rusher is how we built this package. It's Louisville and Rutgers. So all of our blitzers are left and right. And our defensive player names are left and right also. Like they don't switch sides. So you'll see like our A is on the left and V is on the right, and etc. All right. So these are our blitzers, blitzes, and then our coverages that go behind it. So what we stressed in our package was you got to have an attitude to play defense in any package. Your effort, because when you blitz and the ball gets thrown and you just stand there, you can't play for us. Like you have to be a motor, play 150 miles an hour, and go get it. All right. Now your mindset has to be next play. 100% next play, because a lot of times when you're pressured, they might just catch the ball and throw it. If they complete a slant for 3 yards, who cares, right? Like when we're running this package, it's gonna be 3rd and 8+, 3rd and 7+. So if they catch a slant for 3 to 5 yards, tackle the dude, and who cares? So if you have the mindset like, oh, we just gave that up, and like, or you'll quit on play because you screwed up, you take that kid out, and you have to be able to replace him with a kid that's the next play mentality. Next play, we don't care. Like if you get beat, it's gonna happen. It's defensive football. You get beat, it's next play. All right, bring your tempo. Meaning, when you come off the edge, or if you blitz up the middle and you slow down in the middle, that's what we call tempo. You cannot slow down. Just play with full speed, tempo, and play at 150 miles an hour. And then everyone knows you got to play with enthusiasm and have a lot of energy when you're playing football in general. It's just a fun game, right? So when we look at pressures and what we're doing with them, right, I'm always looking at, are we bringing it from the field? Are we going to bring it from the boundary? The strength, the passing strength, the strength of the offense, the weak side of the offense. Or I love certain situations when I know they're like 85% pass, that we're going to attack your protection. So it's whether we're going to see slide pass pro, man, half zone, or scat, which is empty for us. All right, so now let's get into the basis of what we're doing. So now the contained rusher ultimately became like a decoy for us almost. And this is how we teach the contained rusher, all right? Always come from width, right? A lot of high school kids like to line up right next to the defensive end and run straight up the field. That creates such a seam and you'll get gashed, all right? So come from width, all right? So you're going to attack the hip of the tackle and work your way up. That's low to high. I'm skipping myself, but here we go. Your landmark is the deepest shoulder of the back closest to you. So that could be the running back or the quarterback. That's your aiming point, right? So low to high. You'll blitz, aiming point right at the tackle's ass, and then work your way up right there, all right? Bull rush, when it's a pass, you'll bull rush the outside half of the running back. No running back likes to block. They only want the football. They're the second to the quarterback of being a pretty boy, all right? Just run to the outside half of them and bull rush them. That will dent the pocket. That's where we bring our tempo and our attitude full out, right? And we just mash them. All right, so let me start showing you some film right here. Here we go. So this is probably the best, one of the best safeties ever to play football, Ed Reed. So I want you to pay attention, right? Here's his width, right? He's going to attack the hip of his tackle and then work his way up. Let me get rid of this line. Boom, play. There it is right there, replay. Slow-mo. Attacks the hip of the tackle and works his way back up to the deepest part of the backfield. Is the back hip of the quarterback or the back shoulder, either one. All right? Attack the hip, work back up. Boom, right there. All right? Another point. When he's coming off the edge here, right? He sees that the quarterback has the ball. So if he handed that football off, based off what your defensive rules are, he could go chase the run, right? If we're seeing a big boot team, we're going to play low to high every time, and he's going to take that quarterback booting out every time. But another way to teach it is you could come off this edge, and when he sees that ball hand off, he can go right to the running back. So let's get into our playbook here. All right. So like I was saying earlier, right, we got the A on the left and the V on the right. So the A is our contained rusher. This is Louisville, all right? Louisville left for the A. He becomes low to high and working from that width of number 2, apex, and starting to creep down. Never line him up here, because then that just results that here, creep down, and come low to high, work your landmark of the guy. So the next one on the right is Rutgers, okay? So it's the same thing. With apex, creep in, hip of the tackle aiming point, work your way up, contain. So let's get, let me show you Rutgers first, because I talked about, skipped X. So here's Rutgers, right? He doesn't really have much width because he has a tight end. He's outside tight end, probably about, if there's 2 ghost tight ends, he's outside him. He sees motion, boom, he's working to the outside half of him. Boom. He's actually kind of wrong. He's in a good spot, but he should take it on with his inside arm. Okay? Slow-mo, boom, outside hip of this guy. Now he's there, but we want to see more of the inside arm delivering the blow to the outside number of this guy. Okay? One more time. Boom. 34 should be running low to high. Boom, come right back up to here. Okay? Delete that for you. Boom. Watch it again. Bang. All right? Force everything back inside. When you're the contained rusher, nothing can get outside you. Boom, and let everybody else make a play. So that was Rutgers. This is Louisville, but we put an X stone on it. X for us means that we're going to change the defensive end, and the linebacker should be going this way. Now, this clip is what not to do. All right? You'll see the clip, this guy running like this. All right? That's a bubble. We don't want that. We want straight lines. So this DN should be going up. He should be tagging the inside hip of the tackle, almost on that line right there. That's your X. And you'll see why on this clip. He'll run wide and give the guard a chance to block him. Right there. That space right there allows the guard to block him. Boom. Number 2 should be going right from here to the inside hip of this guy, right on the inside path to the quarterback. Right here. Boom. All right, you see that? It gives that quarterback a chance to step up and the guard to react in there. So this is what not to do. And the way to fix it is to literally line him up right here, okay? Have him go up and then practice the landmark going right on the inside hip of him and then working back up to the quarterback. Next one. Boom. What do we got? All right. So the next one we got is Kentucky, right? So Louisville is in Kentucky. So it's the same thing for the A. Louisville and Kentucky are the same. It's the same for the defensive line. Now, we just added the right inside backer, so we got an X stone on the inside. Okay? So the same thing. Come from width, boom, tack the hip of the tackle, and then low to high, get into the landmark of the quarterback. This right here is the same thing now. He crosses with the center, and he should be attacking the hip of the center. The nose has got to take him with him. All right? So if you want to teach, because it's a passing blitz, if you want to teach the center, or the nose, sorry, to punch and then pull him with you, that's good too. And I'll show you another blitz that we got in there. But the nose should grab him and then turn his hips like a double team and pull him to open up that A-gap. And the Willie should be going right off the hip of him, direct line to the quarterback. Now, Jersey, Rutgers is located in New Jersey. That's how we built this. And we're going the opposite ways. Just the Viper right, and then Mike backer through the A gap on the left. Same technique. We have, here we go, Kentucky now. All right. So you'll see on this clip, right? This backer right here is wrong. Okay. It's a good job by everybody else. He runs it to the nose guard. He needs to be going this way. Okay. Here we go. Yep. Come on, Vianney. There you go. All right. So then everybody's slanting. The linebacker's got to go over there, and that's trap coverage. All right. So that's one part that we were saying before on trap. So we got trap for us is aggressive cover 2. So we could jump a quick route. Okay. So the corners, they show them cover 4 and they're getting out and bailing. All right. And what's going to happen is he's going to take the flat. He's going to jump over the top of 1. Okay. He's blitzing. So he's got to replace the slot for 2 vertical. All right. If 2 goes in or out, he's going to play cover 2. If 2 is vertical, he's got him man to man. All right. So that's 2 trap for us. And this is the coverage that you'll see right here. It's beautiful versus quick game. Right here, like this, we've seen double slants. The corners doesn't need to worry about this receiver right here, the number 1 receiver. He could just get in that window and jump any quick game. And you'll see that right here. Boom. Right there. It's actually a really good job by that kid. All right, so the edge pressure results in that quick throw. Boom. And then we just jump the route. Hopefully a pick 6. That's a bad ball, but anyway, it's an incompletion, 2nd and 10. All right, I'll show it to you one more time. Boom. All right. Here's another example. This is Jersey now. All right, and this is us playing cover 9. Okay. Now this safety is a little wide, right? He came down this way. He should be almost about in here. Linebacker depth, about 3 yards outside the man line of scrimmage. Okay. We'll talk about cover 9 later. So Jersey, right? We should have all these D linemen going left. Outside, this backer going through the A gap, and then him contained rushing off the edge. Watch, this is actually good versus the run also. Okay, so this A gap should open right up versus gap scheme. And there it is right there. Boom. All right. Our backside linebacker, you just put him in the spot where he should be anyway. It's a lot faster. Look at his TFL. Okay. There it is. Coming off the hip of the center. Boom. Right in there. One more time. Boom.
Coach, they're,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They're asking if you can go full screen.
Yeah, no problem. That better?
Yes, sir.
All right. Here you go. All right, so here you go. The linebacker filling that A gap. You see how he shuffles in there? Boom. So once the running back commits, if he's 1 gap away from him, I always tell him to just go hit it. If he's 2 gaps away and you're in the 1 yard in the backfield, start getting flat down the line and working towards him. If that makes sense to everybody. Watch this kid again. Boom, right there. It's a really good job. Oh, here we go. What's next? One of my favorite blitzes, Buddy. Let me get on the playbook for you. You know what? I'll just go with Chuck first. All right. So Chuck, this is cover 9 picture, right? If you guys have a question about 3-seam and 2-seam, ask me. So Chuck left for us was a long stick by the defensive end. He is first. Okay. He will point his right foot at the hip of the center and run his ass to the A gap. And his job is to get inside of that guard and open up that B gap. This is really good for slide pass pro. Okay, so a lot of times you'll get what? The back will come here, the tackle will block out here, and they'll slide this way, right? So now if the tackle's job is to stay here, he's long stick, he's going to go with him. Okay, so this is what we're talking about, gaps move. So this Mike backer, his job is technically the B gap, right? If this tackle comes all the way down, he needs to come off the tackle's hip. All right, this blitz is for the Mike. So once that tackle comes all the way down and slide pass pro, he comes off his hip and right inside hip of the quarterback. If the tackle blocks out on him, we're in business because this B gap is going to open right up. So if the back steps up in here, he has the freedom to go under him and disrupt his whole pocket. And that's Chuck Wright. Okay, now it's just the Will and the Viper. Same thing. End long sticking. Willie hit the B gap. The Viper off the edge. Let me bouncing around a little bit here. All right, here's Chuck. Pause and get full screen for you.
You got a question here, Coach.
Yes, sir.
What is the difference between 2 and 3 seam?
That is a good question. So 2 seam. Who asked that? No matter.
Coach Hernandez.
Okay. So 2 and 3 seam, coach, right? So when we say 3 seam and 2 seam, the 3 seam is always to number 3. So right now in this picture, the back is to the left. That's number 3. The 3 seam technique for what we call the anchor is that he should be almost like head up, and he'll have outside leverage on number 2. Okay. The 2 seam is to the 2 receiver side. He has inside leverage on number 2. He's basically going to carry number 2 vertical or out. Okay, on the inside leverage. So the free in this picture, Chuck Wright, he'll have number 2 to the flat or number 2 vertical. The only time he doesn't have him is when he goes in, that he could go inside. He could just fit and get underneath the window of 1 because he's going to the mic. The 3 seam on 4 vertical is just going to carry number 2 on the outside half because now this strong in this picture has that guy vertical. All right, that's how in cover 9 you defend 4 verts. I hope that answered your question. Just send another message in there that if it answered your question or not. All right, so back to Chuck. This is Chuck Wright, and this is 2 trap. All right, now we got 3x1 here. There's 2 things. I coached for defense coordinator. I was a little nutty. All right, so in this picture, we're gonna bring this guy off the edge. He's long sticking. He's going through the B gap. He called 2 trap here. On a technicality, 2 trap. He's going to number 2. All right, and then he's coming to number 3. In this picture, this was a few years ago, so I don't remember, that we could have burned the zone. Like he might have burned number 1 vertical just because he knew we're blitzing, and that's a long throw. All right. So basically, I know if I know him well enough, they run vertical, the safety's going to apex those 2 guys. All right. So this picture is kind of ran wrong, but ran right depending how we coached it. So here's Chuck. All right. You got 32 coming off the edge, coming inside number 3. He's working up. He's a little soft here, and I don't like that. But it's not bad. All right? He should be a little wider. So another coaching point is if this guy is tighter or tight end, he needs to come outside him. So if he's right here, this backer should be out coming this way. All right? From here, he should be almost inside or apexing here, working in there and working his path. So this is like a half-decent job. All right? The defensive end does a good job taking that guard, and this backer's coming clean right through there. You got nowhere to go. All right? Here it is right here again. Boom, nowhere to go. See how tight 40 is to the hip? Look at that. Easy path to the quarterback. All right? Coverage-wise, it's trap. Look at 10. Coming in here, he's starting to sink. His 2's vertical. Doesn't really know where he is. This guy needs to be coming here. And he needs to be coming here. That's the crazy part about trap. Or like I said, he could take 3 vert. This safety could be apexing. All right, both posts, and he's still got the back. Boom. All right, show it again. All right, one more time, just so you see the blitz, the technique. Right in there, boom. All right, that's a really good job by 40. What's this? This is Chuck Wright again with another trap. This is 2x2 formation. Boom. Here it is again, where they try to, coaching point right here. All right. If you get guys, now I didn't coach this, I was about 23 at the time. I didn't coach this then. This guy right here, very important on the backside of a 5-man pressure. He's automatic bull rush. What just happened? He's automatic bull rush. Here's why. Watch this kid right here. He goes up and then comes underneath, right? He's screwed. This blitz is screwed and he's screwed. Because if he rolls out this way, there's nobody there, right? So if you bull rush him automatically on the outside half of him, this quarterback's got nowhere to go. He's got a defensive end in his face, a backer coming, and a closed pocket. That's why we stress that you need the bull rush on the backside. Oh, my bad. Bull rush on the backside. So if one eats, we all eat. So it's never, like, we always talk about being 111. So this sack right here, that means that we're all eating. That right there is a win. Chuck the ball up. You got nowhere to go. All right? And that's where you start getting, like, once that 40 came clean before, Run the same blitz again. The defensive end comes clean because they don't know who to block. Right there. All right. What's next? That's Chuck. Buck left. All right. Another one of my favorites. So it's the same thing as Chuck. And at the time, we called this inside backer the Buck. So that's why we named it Buck. All right. So it's the same thing for the A, same thing for the E. Here's the difference. On the cadence, this inside backer is going to go into the B gap and line up as a 3 technique. All right. He's going to line up with his inside foot up and punch the guard in his chest. Once he punches him in the chest, he becomes a 3 technique, sits down and pulls the tackle with him, just like a double team. You got to open up the A gap for the end. All right. The ends technique is it depends on his level of play. I move them back just a hair so he have more space to work with. Open that foot up, inside hip in the center, and then work your way right behind the linebacker off the guard's hip. All right. So here's Buck, right? Just so you know, we can play cover 1, cover 9, and 4 switch. So when I was talking about switch before, this side was the passing straight. So we can play quarters over here and man on the back side. All right, let me show you some. Here's actually a good stunt on here. We just got caught, and this is what I was talking about earlier with the field call, right? So there's the 8. He does a poor job of this. But here's the blitz on the bottom, okay? He should be going here, pulling his guard, which he doesn't do. He should be coming off the edge, and then this guy should be looping under, okay? We got caught here, right? When I was talking about this 3rd and 5, they're spread. We should be coming from the field in this situation. I don't know why we came from the boundary, but we should be coming from the field here, right? Because we got caught in motion, 3-by-1, and they ran sprint out. But watch 56 here. This is a really good job by 56, okay? They're man pass protection team, okay? So the guard's going to come out to 8, and the tackle is going to try to block 56, and that's why this is beautiful right here. Look at that hole right there, okay? So now you got to change up to what you're doing. Boom. Right here, take the B gap, right there in the A. Now watch what 56 does. He's sprinting out. Now he gets flat right down the line. That's a great job by 56 right there, and the tempo that we were talking about earlier. Boom, right in there. One more time. There it is right there. Flat. Perfect. All right. So that's another good blitz for you guys to give the same. For your kids, what we've done, it's the same look and same stunts for us, but it's just different people doing it. And now for the offense, they're practicing 9 different things when it's really 1. That's the beauty of what we've developed. So now here we got into this. Lynch is the backer pressed up in there, and we just slanted 1 gap inside. Just 1 gap. All right. And we built a lot off this. That's kind of that same family that we just did. So now you got 2 blitzes. Okay. Reeves, same thing. Lynch and Reeves was that what we called that. All right. And just take that A gap part. I got some film on that too. Let me find it. Lynch, there it is. Boom. All right. Here we go. Here we go. So Lynch, right? We're coming from the left. We're pressed up in there. Let's see what happens. Motion and jet sweep. And here's another thing, right? What do? You guys run power jet all the time. So you don't want to block the defensive end. So now you're going outside. The tackle don't know which way to go. The wing don't know which way to go. The defensive end, this kid, Royce, he was in the 4-second 40 range, and he played defensive end for us. And he's slanting inside of the tackle going out. So watch, he goes down, the quarterback pulls, and he runs right up to the jet. It's actually a really good job. Going down, boom, and right back up. Now look at the contain guy. He knows he should be outside the wing, and there he is, punching him right in his chest and forcing everything back underneath him. Right there, bang. All right, now the only thing I'll say about him, coming off the edge, I want this gap to be a little tighter. Right there, I would like this gap to be tighter, but it's not the worst case scenario. All right. One more time. Inside, boom, right down, up, bang. All right. Lynch again. There it is. Okay. Slant inside, contain guy, and the B gap guy should be going A gap. Inside, boom. Look at it. Now look at him right here. Right? His head should be on the outside half of him. That's the only bad thing. Boom. His head should be over here on the 5. But watch him recover. Locks out, and it fights down the line of scrimmage. That's a great job. Absolutely great job. And this is cover 9 behind us. All right. Here it is again. Contain, boom. The only thing I don't like, actually, no, I like that a lot. It's pretty damn good. Okay. And that's a young kid at this time, a sophomore. The only thing I see different with a lot of high school teams in this situation is this kid's going to go all the way up. I don't like that at all. Because when you run his ass up, the quarterback, you still run underneath him and still run down the line of scrimmage, right? So you always want to maintain outside leverage on sprint out. Right here, bang, he gets flat. Now he's working right back up, and now he takes two guys. He becomes a three technique. All right? He becomes a three technique, and that's ideal right there for the contain guy to take two guys. Quarterback come up right into three dudes. And there's our B-gap defender. All right? Next, another Lynch play. Boom, let's see what we get. Right there. See that? That's actually a pretty good job by that kid again. See how he like loops? We don't want that either. Like he should come from a little more width. A little more width, and then he can come more of an angle right to the hip of this guy. Watch the difference that he'll make. A little slow-mo it. Boom, right there. See how this little space right here? I don't like that. If he was right here, this gap changes the difference in the world for this running back, excuse me. Right? Because that tightens the hole, and then he stops in there, he gets slow, he gets nervous. We don't like that space right there is too much for me. All right? Play. Boom. Right there. See, now look at that space. If he kept coming right through the 6, look at the difference in space that he had. Huge difference. Huge difference. And that's why we teach low to high. But overall, this ain't a bad job at all. All right? We just got to make the tackle as soon as we get on. All right? Boom. Yep. And we get taken for a run. All right. Here's Reeves. Come on, baby. And this is actually good for us to run too, because now you're pressed up in there. Gap scheme wise, they don't know what to do. Or they're slanting out, you're slanting under. Sorry, if they're zoning out, we're slanting under. Okay? Boom, right in here. Now, what these kids do wrong is that they're inside, so they should be the quarterback. What I always say, inside threat. So if you're getting a lot of RPO or jet reads, this guy's out here. We got a guy coming for that, right? You got multiple guys in here. You have to defend this. Watch what these boneheads do. They run to the sweep guy, right? Boom. So that's what not to do. Okay, if you're going to do a lot of this stuff, you do have to practice versus the run. Here, bang, you should be going right to here. But we do a good job on the backside. Right here, boom, and we rally to the football. What's this? This is Reeves. Watch number 1. Watch his contain rush. Right here. Boom, right? There, look at that. We got a defensive end taking that B gap, taking that tackle out of the way. Mike Backer taking the A gap. Number 1 does a great job of contain rush right here. Look at this. Right? Coming from width. Low to high. Boom. And the outside hip in the back now. Tackle. TFL. Punt the ball. Great job by number 1 right there. Okay? Boom. Easy. Easy peasy. All right, next. Scissors, right? I don't have film on this. This is like one of our base blitzes. I don't even remember I think we only ran it a few times, but it's similar to what I was just showing you without the press, okay? So the ends are automatic jet. The nose is away from the scissors ball. The mic is first. So the mic hits the B gap, and the A comes right off the guard's hip. All right, so that now instead of the end, like Buck left, the A is hitting that gap instead of the end. And then we're playing cover 9 behind it in this picture. Okay, you can run trap. Scissors right, same thing. The Willie hits the B gap now. He's first. Viper right off the guard's hip. Okay, that technique is crucial only because of the landmarks. If you just run on that straight line, this first straight line right here, and run this way, the quarterback still got path, you're worthless. All right, the blitz is not good. So he should be coming right off the guard's hip and right back up to his lane, the inside hip of the quarterback. Here we go. Oakland, oh man, I didn't get the film on this. But the difference in this slant, right? So this is basically very similar to Chuck, very similar to a bunch of stuff. But this is a great blitz versus slide pass pro, right? We talked about before. You run it to the back, slide pass pro. You're going to slide away from the back. He's coming this way, this way, this way, this way. Tackle's on. So this is what we call an eye-to-eye slant, eye-to-eye. The end is going to take a lateral step inside and take the inside eye of the tackle. And we're going to play a 2-on-1 with the tackle. All right? So once that tackle goes with him, he's just, especially high school kids, they're just going to go, right? I got this guy, I'm sliding straight down. The A's got the outside and hip of the running back, and that Mike is clean, right? He's got to work the bend, right, off the tackle and bend right back to the inside hip of the quarterback. All right? I hope that makes sense to everybody. Eye-to-eye slant. That's Oakland. This is Raider, just the opposite side for the Will and the Viper, okay? 2-on-1 with the tackle. And here's one of my favorite blitzes. Buddy and Rex. It's the same concept as 2-on-1. We're just doing it with the guard, all right? So the ends are up. Buddy's away from the call. Or sorry, the nose is away from the call. So if Buddy's left, nose goes right. All right? That Mike hit from there is going to hit the inside hip of the guard. The anchor is coming, shuffling in, timing it up, hitting the outside hip of the guard. And this is great versus man pass pro away from the back because the guard has to pick one, the other guy's clean. All right? Rex is just the other side for the Will and the Viper. Nothing changes. I got film on that. Buddy. All right. One second. I know you want full screen. Here you go. All right. Here's Buddy. This is the first run, I believe, 3rd and 8. I don't like how this Mike goes up in there. I don't like that. He should hit that thing running. All right. But in this picture, it kind of worked. He did it. Okay. Boom. Watch what the outside backer does, the A here. Okay. He pops up in here. The tackle goes down. He works back up. The end goes under. He comes right back out, replaces him. That's a great job by 23. Right? It's just like gap replace run football. Boom. Got right back up. Look, he's got nowhere to go. That's just great football. Great football right there. Bang. Easy. All right. Here's Rex on the other side. We should be going from the top. Yep. Now he times it up. This backer. Can everybody see this, coach? Is this full screen?
Yeah, you're good.
All right. So the right inside backer, Rex, right? He's taking that inside hip of the guard. And I always taught the guys, whether you're playing defensive end or linebacker, it's the same thing to me. If you're going to the guard, you're reading him. All right. So that backer's hitting that guard pulls. You should be going. Yep. Look at him. That guard pulls, follow his ass. You're inside TFL, or what we call TFL. Slip and slide right there. Right? So get in there, follow the hip, tackle. Beautiful. One more time. And that's same for that other backer. Oh, you see what my man Devin did? He saw that guard pull. He blitzed out of it. We taught him how to blitz out of it. So he's the last guy. He's got space. If you're not in there and you see that guard pull, you have the freedom to blitz out of it and work back this way across the line of scrimmage. I missed that before. That's right.
Got a question for you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Actually, there's 2 questions. One, what would you say are the weaknesses of trap coverage?
The middle of the field, 1,000%. But the beauty about trap, right? You don't just run it to run it, okay? So the middle of the field is wide open. I'm going to be honest with you. It's wide open. The backers are responsible for those guys running vertical in the middle of the field. But we ran it a lot because nobody really attacks us down the middle of the field, especially when we're bringing heat. When you're bringing heat, what does everybody want to do? Dump the football, right? So when you dump the football, the corner's sitting right there. Best case scenario for them is a 2-yard gain. On the board, I should say. On the board, best case scenario is a 2-yard gain. All right? Best case scenario for us is a pick 6, just because of the position you're in. All right? So to answer your question, the middle of the field, 1,000%. But you got to trust your guys and coach them to do it. And it all depends. If I'm seeing a team running double post and off play action, I'm not running trap. That's game week stuff and what they're doing. I hope that answered your question.
There's one more question here.
Yep.
Coach wants to know why you use 3 different coverages for the one pressure.
Good question. So, right, what did we just talk about? It all depends what the offense is doing, right? So if they're attacking us vertically, I'm not going to be in a man coverage, right? Because then everybody could get blocked up and then throw it behind me deep, right? We could play cover 4 to one side and man backside, depending if they're going to like the 3 receiver side. Okay, so because that helps defend vertical. So that's why I would run cover 4 over trap in that situation. If they're just dumping the football, I don't want to play 4 because we're not going to be in the flat. We're going to trap the flat automatically and just give them a 1-yard gain, best case scenario, make them punt, right? Combo coverage, if I say quarters to the 3 receiver side and switch on the backside, that's more on like if we're doing this on 1st and 10, a run situation, and just trying to run blitz and put them in the right spot. What else? Also, like cover 9 and trap, right? So think about this. If you're an offensive guy on 3rd and 8 and you see cover 9, right? You're going to be like, all right, well, maybe we could throw like a hitch and just take 6 yards or get 6 yards or maybe break a tackle, get a first down, right? Now, when we're in trap, you can't throw the hitch. You throw it right to the corner. So now cover 9 and trap, your corner's giving you 2 different looks off the same alignment. So if he's 7 yards off and then trapping the flat, you can't dump it to the flat or throw the hitch. Cover 9, it's a little more weak. It just shows the offense multiple, like 2 different things that they're worried about. They have to know, especially for a high school quarterback, you got to be able to tell the difference if that corner's gone or in the flat. It takes a real special kid to do that. And I still challenge that special kid to do it because on the fly, it's really hard to do. Not only that, you got pressure coming in your face. So make the kid make the best throw he can. At the end of the game, if he beats you, shake his hand. That's always been my philosophy. I've never been a guy to say we're going to do this because I'm afraid to get beat deep. Me personally, I'd rather get beat deep on one play than give up a 12-yard drive and get beat on the ground for 70 yards. That's just me, and I like to take risks, and I like my kids to have fun and blitz. I hope that answered your question. If it didn't, Coach, if that didn't answer his question, let's get him on. Get him on here.
I think he's good, Coach.
Perfect. All right. Now, this is Buddy X, right? So Buddy, we're coming from the left. And now X just means we're going to switch the responsibility of the inside backer and the left outside backer. So the left inside backer is going to attack the outside hip of the guard now, and that outside backer is going to come underneath. Watch this. The nose guard, I already know this clip. It haunts me. The nose guard screws us up. All right. He should be going into this A gap here. He should be coming out here. Watch how this gap opened up. There he goes. I don't like that, but boom, he takes it. That gap open right now. And the nose guard runs right into it. All right. The nose guard does his job. It goes in the opposite gap. Right here. He's one-on-one with the back in the inside hip of this quarterback. Okay. What does that do? He's getting blocked. Well, now it messes up the pocket for the quarterback. Completely messes us up. He's got to move his feet and still throw the ball. Just make him uncomfortable. Remember, when we're pressuring, we're not exactly looking for sacks. We want this quarterback moving around, making him uncomfortable, batting balls down. That's what pisses quarterbacks more off than getting sacked, not being able to throw the ball. And here's another point. I'll never do this again. Right? We're in cover 9 here. I'm never, like, I spot dropped in this game. I'm never going to do that again. Okay? Here's why. Here's my apex guy. Look at him. You tell kids to spot drop, watch what he does. Sorry. Watch this kid right here. When you tell him to spot drop, this is what he does. Every kid. He drops to his spot and he covers nobody. Absolutely nobody. All right? So in this picture, right, he's the 3-seam player. He should be outside number 2. Okay? Outside leverage. He should be on the outside half of this guy, and then he'll take him out to the flat. Well, then who's got the curl? Unfortunately, in cover 9, you don't have a guy underneath. The corner should be right here, right on top of the curl. Okay? This inside backer, delete all this. This inside backer's got the 3 hook. Okay? So he's wrong automatically. There's 4 dudes over here. He should be opening up this way. All right? He should be walling off 3. And he wants to know who's under the curl. On the technicality, should be that guy. He should knock his ass off right around here. He should be gone here and then working his way here. This side's played pretty good. The corner should be more in this picture about here, and he's in that window. That's why I'll never spot drop again. I'm a pattern match guy. Will never spot drop again, ever. That's why. It's too easy. Here's Rex. And here's another spot drop scenario. Okay. Here's a good blitz. We're in the way of the quarterback, and my apex backer's wrong. Okay. He opens up the wrong way. He's lined up wrong. The whole picture's wrong. That's why, once again, I'll never spot drop, right? He should be about right here. Okay. Open up this way. Play the outside leverage of him. He's the 3-seam player. Boom. Okay. Too easy on the hitch right here. My corner's gone. Right here. Boom. Right? Once one sits down, he's got to squeeze 2 vertical. Bang. Right? So in this picture, this is how it should be played. And once again, this is what not to do in coverage. All right? Him, my apex guy, should be carrying this way. Boom. All right? Worst case scenario should be catch tackle. He should be pushing right to this guy. All right? Boom. The blitz is pretty good. Yep, I would like to see number 1, see how he loops a little bit. It's real hard to do, especially when you come from there. Just time it up a little better and try to hit this thing more in a straight line, but it's not bad. All right? If we do a good job of covering, right? Remember I said if one eats, we all eat. This is where he should be over here. He probably holds his ball for a half a second, and that pocket closes on him. Right? And then he's trying to run around somewhere over here. That's where I was getting that one eat, we all eat. This is nobody eating. Right here. Boom. All right? So that coverage alone, just being in the right spot, might hold that ball for an extra second. Here's another Rex clip.
Got a couple questions here, Coach.
Yep, go ahead.
What are your coaching points for teaching linebackers to pattern match?
What are my techniques? Okay.
And your coaching points.
All right. So, based off alignment, right? So this is cover 9, right? My man right here is a 3-seam player. So my coaching point is I'm going to teach this guy to be head up on him. And the reason is that he has, excuse me, he has outside leverage at number 2. That's why my coaching point, he's going to line him head up and squeeze the outside leverage in him, all right? And he's going to carry his ass out. If he goes vertical, he's just going to carry the outside half of him until 3 comes out, all right? So pattern matching is not really it's coaching points, but it's also like based off your rules of which patterns they're running. So this picture is what? Pitch, seam, stick. Okay. So in this picture, right, my corner sees number 1 sit down. He don't have the flat. He's got the deep third. So once he sits down, I'm squeezing 2 vertical. Because we're always going to read our receivers. We're never, once the lineman hi-hats, we're going to read receivers. Okay, you see how my man right here is looking inside? He should be looking at number 2, right? So the apex guy, no matter what coverage we're in, whether it's 2, 4, or 9, he's always got to deny vertical entry on that guy. So he should be out here walling his ass off and then working outside. This inside backer, right? Always open to 3. Always open to 3. He kind of shuffling the 3. Look where his eyes are in the wrong spot. He's not even looking at the receiver, right? So that's why I'm teaching pattern matching now. So you have to look at receivers. To me, zone coverage is man inside your zone. All right? So he should be looking here and squeezing this automatically. He should be here denying vertical entry, boom, and rallying to that on the throw. The corner should be on top of 1. All right? What other coaching points could I make? On the 2-seam player, right? We talked about earlier, he's got inside leverage at number 2. There is no number 2, so he should be sitting in a slant window, hitch window, number 1. All right? Pattern matching. Coach, do you know who asked that?
Coach Hernandez.
Coach Hernandez again? All right, so tell Coach to X that again later when I'm on the playbook side at the end, and I'll go over all that.
And you got one more here. Have you ever thought about teaching spot drops to key quarterback shoulder tone? So, for instance, quarterback shoulders vertical, pause, quarterback shoulders sideline, and widen.
No, I've never thought of that. I'm not saying it's bad, but I've never thought of that. I was trained by multiple people that are what I said, they're man guys inside their zone. I'd rather color, I was lucky enough to be a part of a staff. The defense coordinator played in the league for 14 years, and he played safety. So he always told us once they start running the routes, stop looking at the quarterback. So that's why I never really did that. He also is not a middle closed guy. He rather play combo coverage or trap. He's a two-shell guy. He doesn't believe that high school kids are good enough to play the middle of the field for that reason. So I guess I've never thought of it. I'm just not a spot drop guy. I'd rather cover people. I hope that answered your question. Here's another Rex clip. Boom, there it is right there. Number one coming right through there, right? He's an inside rusher now. Inside, boom, and now he gets flat. It plays away from him, boom, rally to the football. Right? We should hit this run, and that's why you see that's not a good matchup when backers got to go against linemen up in the line of scrimmage. It's not good. That's why you should never line up in there for the most part, unless you're pulling him. But he does it and gets blocked, and trust me, I got after him in the film. But Devin Williams, the outside linebacker here, number one, he does a good job coming underneath, reading the guard, right? He goes down or tries to pull, he's going to follow him and go with him. Here's another Chuck. Went back to the top. All right. Go back to the playbook. That was Buddy Rex. All right, so now this is where I was talking about combo coverage, right? So whenever we're pressuring five-man, right, we're always going to drop the safety to where the edge guy is, okay? So in this picture, this is where it gets different. So now we're going to run this away from the back, and because it's force switch. So in this picture, right, here's our quarter side because this is the passing strength 3x2, and we're going to bring him down and cover number two man-to-man. If the picture was switched and we said Kentucky force switch and the back was in this side, you could still run quarters on his side, and now he's got the back man-to-man. It's just not what ideal because of what they do, double slants and swings, and then the swing is screwed or the number two slants wide open. I prefer in combo coverage, if I'm going to bring a pressure, to always run the coverage to the passing strength and then man on the backside. All right, buck right, force switch, same concept, right? Away from the back. Boom, right? Switched away from the back, cover the backside. Okay, here we go. Same thing, switching, right? Cover the passing strength. For us, this would be blue left and switch right, okay? And here's where, now this is where I like to get creative, right? 3x1. A lot of times, if I can edit this, a lot of times, right, it's going to be this picture. Right? You're going to get some sort of a field. He should be there. He should be there. Right? Some sort of field, right? So do I need to run and cover zero? I mean, yeah, kind of. That's a general rule of thumb, but this is where I like to get creative, right? So if I tag it with, if I said Dallas, this is our six-man pressure, our base six-man pressure, Dallas. And it said 9 peel, right? So peel means for the backside backer. So in this picture, it should be the Viper. So let's say we're locked up here, okay? And he ran slant, swing. The Viper should go with the swing, right? And then we're still playing cover 9 over here. That's the beauty of what I think you can get creative with cover 9 instead of just lining up in zero. Well, I'm not opposed to lining up in zero either. But 3-1 for me, I think a lot of defensive guys get scared with it. Excuse me. But I think it's the best time to get creative and do a lot of stuff like this. Like a lot of crazy stuff. 6-man guys, play cover 9, play trap to the side, and then just go get after it. Coach, you got any more questions in there?
Not right now, Coach.
All right, so now here's another one way to get creative, right? I just showed a bunch of stuff where we're pressed up in there, and this stunt is buck, all right? But now we just changed the dudes, okay? So we're pressed up in there with the Mike and the Will. So the Will replaces the nose over the center, and the nose replaces the Will in that B gap. So the nose job now is just to pull, pull or punch, pull, okay, the end coming under, and the Viper screaming off the edge. Now the Willie could get the hell out of there and play coverage. The Mike I didn't draw a line on them because here's why. There's many different things you can do. So based on what we're saying, right, you could play cover two all around, right? I wouldn't do it. It's a real long way for the wheel to go. But my thought is I could play one double on the left and have the Mike hug rush, play the quarterback, same with the Willie, and I could play palms on the backside, right? Special situations, you could do this stuff. It's a four-man rush, and just have fun. We get creative. Based off what the offense is doing is allowing us to get creative and get after the quarterback in so many different ways. That's just my philosophy and what I like to do. Coach, that's all I got. If you got any more questions, bring it on. Where's Coach at? Coach, you there? Guys, I don't know where Coach is, but that's that's all I got for you. If you have questions, I want to answer them before I get off. So I'm gonna stay on here until he gets back. There you go.
Yeah, you good? Sorry, I had to run to my car real quick.
Yeah. Hey, I'm done. This is all I got. So any questions, shoot them. Shoot them.
Yeah. How often do you run 3 deep, 2 under blitzes?
3 deep. So 5-man pressure. Me, when I was calling the defense, it depended on the year. So a lot of times it was off tendency. So if they were spread, we would get after them majority of the time.
He said no, 6-man pressures.
6-man. Oh boy. So when we were doing it a lot. So we would do it on rundowns. We would do it. There was one year a 6-man pressure like Dallas became our base defense. On no lie, because we got so good at it that people didn't know what to do and they would just get in tighter, and it just helped us. When you got tighter and we brought 6-man, I really think it depends on your kids. Like the year I say it became our base was we were playing 7 sophomores on the back end, and we had older kids up front. So like we were able to dominate the line of scrimmage, and then in tight situations, it was probably our best bet because up front we were so fast and so physical that we would do it. But it all depends on your personnel. So my theory, not theory, but it all depends on who you got. So it's really a tough question, to be honest. So, I mean, I bring it. So, like, on rundowns, I think it's good. And I think it's good on pass downs. It all just don't do it a lot because then people that can catch on and then just wash you down and then just beat you. Like, we've gotten beat a few times on zeros, but I would say we ran it a lot in the 6 years that we did it. So,
what are your biggest weaknesses with those?
with zeros?
The 6-man pressures you were just talking about, yeah.
Yeah, so in Dallas, our biggest weakness is if we don't run low to high and we just give up a seam, that's the biggest weakness at all. Like, if this Viper in this picture right here, let me go back to Dallas. That was the last one. All right, so if we ran Dallas versus something like this, a 21 personnel look. Just delete this. Right? The outside backers get so important, right? Because if they just run up the field, right, they're worthless. I hate this thing. Why can't I just delete it? So if they change this line to that, right, and they're running the ball and they run counter, he does that, he does that, he does that. Depending on what they do, they'll probably block on, pull him, and skip him around, right? Traditional counter. They'll kick the Viper, and look at this seam that they got. Look at all this space. So that, to me, is our biggest weakness, for sure. But then again, in this picture, we'll have the safety here to fill in there, but it's just too much space for me. So I think the biggest weakness would be, this guy would be here also. The biggest weakness would be the outside backers running straight up the field. It's limiting the space that they could run and just making them get soft and pity-patting their foot, you know? So, like, I would say that's our biggest weakness off the edge. They're very important players because they're the end man on the line of scrimmage.
In your cover 9,
Yep.
two seam players inside opening to 1, 3 seam players outside opening to number 3, correct?
Repeat that, Coach. So the 2 seam player is
inside opening to 1, And the 3-seam player is outside opening to 3, correct?
So the 2-seam player, I'm trying to draw this up real quick. So the 2-seam player in this picture would be that's Kentucky. Okay. It would be this safety, right? So yeah, he would have inside leverage. He would open up like a linebacker to number 1 and play inside leverage to number 2. If he goes out or vertical, that's his man. Okay. So if you got curl flat, he's going to take the flat. If he's got curl seam, he's got the seam. Right. I think that's how he was asking. You would think so too, right?
You say, yeah, he's got it.
Okay.
Yep. Anyone else have any questions for Coach? And Coach, while they're doing that, if anybody has any other questions, do you want to share your contact info, whether email, Twitter handle?
Yeah, definitely.
If anybody wants to get in contact with you, have any questions?
Yeah, so guys, if you want to contact me, man, that's my Twitter. My last name, CITRO_Nick. My Facebook is Nick Citro. And then if you want my email, there it is, CITRON@collierschools.com. Email me, DM me. I'll answer them. So I'm a social media guy. I'm also a strength coach. So if you go on my Instagram, it's all fitness stuff. But yeah, man, ask me any question you want. I'll be more than happy to connect with you guys and go from there.
Awesome. Coach, I appreciate you jumping on, man.